Dear Thai, dear panel, since beginning the practice, I feel that I have more and more moments of depression. I know that I have understood that before I was covering them with overactivity, consumption. I feel that I can welcome these moments of depression with the beautiful gatha in the morning, but they keep coming. And I am stuck into concepts. Scientific concepts like, in the end, it's only neurons firing. Ecological concepts like humans are competing with animals for natural resources, and whatever we do, there will always be species being extinct and suffering. And even Dharma concepts, like, and maybe this one is the most difficult. In the end, in the ultimate dimension, suffering and happiness are the same, come and go, and no subject, no object. In the end, it's senseless and meaningless. And I feel that these concepts are watering my seeds of depression very hard, so it keeps coming. But I have been struggling with this for quite a time, and it's getting worse. Even though I try to embrace and I see them coming from my father, I seek for your help and your advice. Thank you.
Dear Thai, dear brother, thank you for your question. It seems like it's my turn to answer this. And so I feel like the seeds of an answer are in your question. You already are looking deeply into what is feeding the depression, right? You're looking into it. And you're looking to see what is feeding it, and in terms of ways of thinking. So certainly that is a good thing to do, to look to see what is feeding, and then to act to find a way to stop feeding the depression. So the Buddha has said nothing can survive without food, including our depression. And we have the teachings of the 4 nutriments. Edible food is the first sensory impressions, volition and consciousness. Those are so your thoughts are maybe mostly in the realm of the consciousness that you're taking in through these concepts that you're reinforcing, that are leading to feelings of depression. And yeah, so the question is, do you value the thoughts and what you feel is somehow truthful in the thought? You feel like you've got a concept that really, this is telling you something true about life, and this thought you're somehow attached to, how important is that to you compared to not having depression? If you really want to free yourself from depression, then there will be a volition arising to learn a better way and learn how to let go of the thoughts that are causing the depression. And the obstacle to letting go of these thoughts may be a thought of, oh well, I'm not being true to I really believe these things, and I would be lying to myself or something like this. But we have to be also aware that these kinds of thoughts, they can never, however much a feeling like, oh, this is true, life is like that. You gave some examples, I won't repeat. However, even many people are thinking the same thing. We have to know that the truth is much bigger than that. And we cannot know the truth through concepts and through ideas like this. The ultimate freedom, and we'd say nirvana. The obstacle to nirvana is our afflictions, and including our ideas and concepts, our notions. To be able to touch reality in itself, actually we need to drop our concepts, our notions, our thoughts. They are somehow creating a barrier between us and getting in touch with what really is true. And truth is found in life, not through concepts, notions. Truth can be found when we allow ourselves to be connected to ourself, our life energy, and feel connected to Mother Earth and other species. Even there is suffering, even there is mass extinction. Despite this process, there is a fabric of reality that we can be in connection with if we let go of our concepts, our notions, and make a direct encounter. And that is why we encourage such simple practices as just paying attention to the breathing, paying attention to the walking, to take us out of the thinking, cognitive processes, and bring us into the body, bring us into connection with life in the present moment. And from that place, it's possible to make this encounter and to discover things that you could not have thought of, that don't somehow, they may surprise you. So don't be too sure of your thoughts being true, even they seem scientific and seem logically true. Logic can only take us so far. Rationality can only take us so far. It has its use. It should be like a tool, but not to see it as the truth itself. we can use our thinking capacity to help us in situations. But right thinking belongs to the eightfold path that Tai Phap Ung mentioned yesterday. And right thinking goes along with right view. And right view is the view that goes along with the non-dualistic truth of reality, the interbeing truth. So if we do engage in our thinking, choose thoughts that connect rather than disconnect us to life. If you have a thought that is causing suffering, you have to ask the question, is this thought got any benefit to me or to others? And will it lead me in the direction of what I truly want? Peace and well-being? As Tai Phap Ung shared, we can never underestimate, we should not underestimate ourselves and the consequences of our actions. And for a thought that I find helpful, it's to know that I cannot actually know the consequences, the ripple effect of my actions. And actions belong to body, actions of speech, and actions of mind, including thinking. So even our thoughts we are responsible for. Because they are an action that comes from us. So choosing the way we're thinking, we know it has an effect. So we should be aware of that our actions will have an effect later on. But we can't necessarily know all of the repercussions, yeah? So it comes to a deep choice to let go of the thinking that is causing the suffering, because we can somehow be attached to that. To question ourselves, the question, am I sure? Can I really say that I know that that's true? Allow the element of doubt to come in and say, no, I can't be absolutely sure that's true. And then allow yourself to be free from the thought in order to experience the peace. And from that place of peace, there is a potential field of possibilities that you didn't see before. And stepping into that realm of possibility, you're taking steps into a new direction. And it's away from the depression. And in this way, when we go in that direction, we know that we don't necessarily know what lies ahead in the future for us or for others, but we somehow find meaning in the action in itself. So there is a sense in which every step we take and every act we make, in terms of body, speech and mind, the meaning is already there. So Thai said in the documentary yesterday when he was giving instructions on walking, he said the ends are in the means. So if we want to know the result of our action, we should see what is the spirit of our action. Yeah. And we can know that that is in itself, that is going in the direction that we want. And it has it will have its effect. And it is contributing to the collective consciousness, and it's somehow in the fullness of time, its effects will be felt in many different ways. During the Vietnam War, Thai could not have known whether his actions, exactly what effects his actions would have. And from a historical point of view, many would say it was like a drop in the ocean. He cried over the situation in Vietnam during the war. He's human. He got depressed about the situation in Vietnam. But he kept on walking on the path of peace and trusting life and trusting compassion. And it has had a lot of beautiful results that are visible today, yeah. But you could say invisible at the time. So we should need to be humble about what we think effects will be, and also see in a sense the fruit in the present moment as well at the same time, that the ends are already in the means. So producing one beautiful thought is already complete. It's already a beautiful thing. It's not just to get a result. It is the result in itself. And like that, thought by thought, we can lead ourselves out. And non-thought, also the place of letting go of thoughts altogether, just to come into our steps, into our body, and give ourselves the space to not be in the thinking realm. So, to stop to feed our depression, we need to do that a bit together. It's not just you, that there is also a collective feeding of a kind of depression. So thank you for your question, and thank you for your action to contribute to not feeding that. And we also will practice not to feed that direction together.